Alright, so on the passenger side, we're a lot closer than we are on the driver's side. Only thing is, these aftermarket fenders, I'm telling you what, they are a son of a gun to even get kind of remotely lined up. And as you can see, big gap, little gap. Big gap, consistent from there down. My lines are perfect right here. Now, that is probably going to be acceptable, honestly, for what I'm going for. On this side, oh, you've seen me fighting and fighting. Of course, the gap up here is just not kosher at all, but there's nothing you can do about it. The gap is tighter on this side. We're close to right here. Then it starts sticking, the fender sticks out, and it sticks out the whole way down until you get down to the bottom of the door. Then it meets up. There's really nothing I can do about it. Nothing. You've seen me fighting. Now, there's give to go in, but I have so much tension on this fender coming this way that I just cannot. And I have these bolts loose up front. None of them are tight. They're just in there. So, yeah. Only other thing would be to hook a ratchet strap to the front of this and pull on it. Let me try that. Instead of prying on it down here, I'm going to try to hook the front of this core support to a ratchet strap and hook it to something solid and try to pull this forward. That might give us the right gap, and then I might be able to get this forced in. I got so much tension on it over here that I couldn't. You can see there's room there for it to slide in further, but I can't do it. And I only need, like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, maybe? And then I got that door kind of busted up. We'll have to fix that in repairs here before we finish the door. But, yeah, let me see if I can get this a little closer. Alright, so I got it to what I would consider acceptable. I'm going to have to do a little body work because I dented the fender a little bit, getting it to line up. And then the door edge there, we got to do a little bit of work on that because I got it kind of curled in a little bit right there on the edge, and you can see it's not quite even. So we'll have to do a little bit of work on the edge there, but the gaps are a lot better. Yeah, it's a little wider at the bottom, but still it doesn't overlap near as much as it did. It's really kind of, acceptable. The line is just a slight bit lower. So, I don't know. Honestly, if you body work it, which the door sits a little high as it is, and I have to have it high, so that's probably where it's going to lie. It's, my first build. I'm not doing very good, am I? Another thing I saw while I was in here, really should consider putting new brake pads on. The rotor on this side's brand new. I didn't replace the one on the other side, but the pads could use some rejuvenation, so we might put some new pads on this thing. Anyways, what I wanted to do today, and I haven't even got started on, was get the hood prepped, the underside of the hood. So once I get the bottom side of the hood done, then I'm gonna put this thing back in the corner. So let me get the hood out and we'll see what we're working with. A lot of you probably gonna hate me for this, but I'm removing this. I want this hood to be sleek. It being a lowrider, I'm taking this off. I'm gonna fill the holes with weld. I know some of you are gonna be like, no, don't do that. This ain't your truck. Just a reminder. Another thing this truck is losing is this mat, okay? I'm not putting this back on. Looks like crap. I'm not putting another one on. We're going to paint the underside of this. It's going to look beautiful. And, yeah. So there is a seal on the back we have to remove. I'm going to leave the spring. Yeah, I guess we'll take that off, paint it separately. Whatever. Let's get this mat off of here so we can see how bad it is. I can see there's some rust spots starting here. So that's pretty good. We're getting some paint on here. But I'm not body working this thing to perfection. We're gonna clean it, we're gonna paint it, and I'm doing metallic black on this, so it'll match the inner fenders here. Although that actually did turn out really good, and I do like it. The whole engine bay, boy, looking pretty nice. That's another thing. I did get some bolts into the inner fenders up through the fender. Not all of them. The ones are across the top here. And another thing, I think it's going to save our inner fenders. Like, we don't have a lot of travel here. I'm going to say from the top of the tire, maybe 2 inches of travel. But what's going to help us is the bump stop right there. As you can see, there's only about a ½ inch to an inch of clearance there before the bump stop hits that support there, and I'm thinking that's going to give us enough clearance that these tires are not going to rub. I don't know, but I'm just thinking. And you see how much we have back here, so we'll see. If it is really bad, we'll see about maybe getting some thicker bump stops to put in there, something. There's going to be suspension up front, but I don't know how much, and I don't know if the tires are going to rub. You could go with a smaller tire size, but as it sits right now, this is what we're rolling with. That's what we got the deal on those tires. I could have went a little less beefy, but it is. It looks good. It's a good-looking tire for the size. So we'll see what happens here. You see, that's how much space we have. It's tight. Is it tighter on the inner? No, it's about the same the whole way around. So I think the bump stops are going to save us, but I don't know. We'll see. Another thing is we were running a really thick spacer last time, which would put more. It was twice that. Which brought it out, which gave us less room up front and out in the back with our turning, because it kind of moves like this instead of like this, because you're further out. So that takes out, So we went with a smaller spacer. That's as small as I can go on a spacer, and that should give us more tension with the suspension. When it's further out, that puts more stress on the shock. So when you hit bumps and stuff, it's smoother. But with the tire being in further, I'm thinking we're going to have less travel because it's going to be stiffer. I don't know, because I haven't actually driven this thing since we did all this work. So, yeah, lots of things going on here. All right, let's get this mat off. Now, I'm not doing anything special with this hood. What I just wiped it down with was water and isopropyl alcohol. That's all it is. Just trying to get most of the dirt and oils off if there were any. I don't think there's any oils on it, but was fairly clean underneath. There is some rust, and all we're going to do with the rust is go over them with Rust-Oleum rust converter, and we're going to do that right before we paint. So I just need to sand those areas really good. This whole hood needs sanded and cleaned. Down inside of these holes, we're just going to hope and pray that the paint grips that. I'm not sanding inside every one of these holes, okay? We wiped it out a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be good, okay? Just trust me on that. So I'm not going to put you through me sanding on this. You've seen me sand many a times. It's boring. I'm going to come back to you when I'm done sanding. I'll explain what I did, and we'll go from there. I'm going to make these episodes a little bit quicker. Now, I did debate doing patina look, because when you wipe the isopropyl alcohol in there and you wipe it down, you get the illusion of clear coat. You get to see what it kind of looks like. So when I sprayed that on there, it was kind of neat looking. But this all needs wiped down again, which I'm going to do tomorrow before I paint it. I wiped it down one more time, so it's, you know, I can still see streaks like where I missed right here. So there's streaks on there. We need to get them cleaned off. We'll get to that tomorrow. It's getting painted. You want to see what it looks like patina? Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll spray it down real quick and you'll get to see that look. I learned this on, I forget where I learned it. Might have been TikTok. I'm learning a lot from TikTok lately. That's not a good thing, is it? They're watching me. Anyways, let me set up the camera here and I'll show you. I'll get you up close now. This is wiped down with that isopropyl alcohol and rubbed in. That would have been neat. Would have been different, you know what I mean? Do the patina look under the hood instead of on the outside. I don't know. It has to be a really ratty vehicle for me to like the patina look on the outside, but it's different. It would have been different to do on the inside, but I'm not doing it. So tomorrow we'll get the Rust-Oleum rust converter. Every spot that has rust on this hood, which there's a lot of them. Hit all of them with that. Self-etching primer, because I got down to bare metal in some areas, so we'll go over all of those areas with self-etching primer. Maybe even the areas where the rust is, just get an extra bite, and then we'll start spraying then. I need to make sure I even have enough paint. I haven't even looked. I'm just assuming. It's not looking very good, kids. So I have some metallic black from the last time I sprayed it. That's still good. Here it is. There's not a lot in that either. What I did find, so I have a Subaru dark gray that looks like black, metallic. It's really close looking at it here. Got that. We also have the black diamond tri-coat that I did the Cadillac with, the real sparkly, and I have a lot. What is this? This is the tinted clear with all the metallic in it. I have a lot of this. So, as long as I get a dark coating or whatever, if I want it to look spectacular, we can mist on some of this and it'll look really good. But I want to see what this Subaru color looks like as opposed to the sparkle black that I have. Alright, so this is the dark gray Subaru paint. I remember this now. It actually looks bluish after you put clear on it. But that is it right there. Here's the dark black metallic. So you can see it's not quite as dark. But we do have this black Dextron paint here it's black. And I think I have some other black too. Thought about mixing that in with the Subaru paint. I think I have some regular black. It might benefit me to just spray that with some black paint first, then go over it with a sparkle black. That way I know I get good coverage. Let me look see what I got there. All right, so first coat, I got GM black from my truck when I did my truck. I got all these paints here. I might as well use them. I do have a good bit of this left. I might be able to get a couple coats on there before I start spraying the metallic black. Being that it's not a tri-coat, what you spray on is the metallic you're going to get. Like when you do more layers, you're actually covering the metallic from the first layer, and what's showing is from the, second layer you put on or whatever. So if I do my base layers with a regular black, then I'll have plenty. I should be able to do a full coat, a good full coat, and then maybe a mist coat just to get the metallics on there. I feel better about that. So let's do that tomorrow. It seems like it's making this harder than it really needs to be. I should have just bought more paint. I didn't realize I was that low. I have the body color. I have plenty of that to spray, but the whole underside of the hood is black. Metallic black. I don't really want to put the body color under the hood. So, tomorrow, festivities. We'll see you then. All right, fellas. I'm not using my LVLP gun on this, just being that, I could, but the spray, I can spray a lot. I'm spraying a lot of coats. It's not a single stage, so I can spray it a lot faster with these. The LVLP doesn't put out as much paint as fast. Works good with the low, the smaller air compressor and low air volume, but these make it a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use these for today. I have some garage prep to do to get ready for this, and I do have to wipe it down one more time. And then we also have to do rust converter, and we also have to do self-etching primer. So when I get to that point, I'll get back to you guys, and I need to get set up too, so I can spray the whole way around this thing. Can't push the truck back any further. I'm limited space because of this thing. So I gotta try to get the rust areas what I can with this. And this is the only can I found that I have. Talk about being prepared. And I don't even know how this is gonna spray out, but I don't think we're going to use that much. I'm only coating the rust areas. Plugging up. Shoot. Got a different nozzle. Let's see if that works. We're going to have to go to the hardware store and get a can of this. Like now. Alright. I'll be back. Ace Hardware to save the day. I had a whole bunch. Normally, whatever I need down there, they're out of. It seems to be like the recurring thing, but since they had, I got like 3-4 cans. Not running out today!
No! I need that.
Alright, yeah, we're cooking with grease now. I have more of that. These are 2 used cans, but I have more of this. But I'm going to use my used cans right now. And there's not a lot of bare metal areas I need to get with this after getting all that rust. And of course, this one's not going to spray. As I actually spray good enough that I can use it. Good enough. Now, like I said, we're using what we have. This can, trash. I have gray sealer. I don't have dark gray sealer. I'm out. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use gray sealer, which you'll be able to see the cover up really good then, afterwards. That's what we're going to use, a black base right after that, then the sparkle black. And I did find just a little bit more sparkle black. I had in my cabinet there wasn't a lot, but nevertheless, should be enough to get this hood coated and looking good. So, okay. I wonder if I have enough clear coat. I didn't look into that. We'll worry about that whenever it happens. I've done enough montages of GoPro footage and what have you. So, we're just going to film it all with this, okay? I'm going to mix up my gray sealer. We're going to start throwing coat, well, one coat of that. Then we're going to go to the black. I have plenty of that. 1 to 2 coats, whatever looks best. Then we're going to go to sparkle black. Then clear coat. And I don't have to do 3 coats clear because you got to be a maniac if you're going to cut and buff the clear under this hood. That's just science and facts. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get to it. And my stand's doing the stanky leg right there.
Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Game time, bitches.
Alright, so now all that rust and flavor is sealed in. I'm going to go clean my gun, come back, and I mixed up every black color that I had because it turned out the one I had the most of was already reduced. So I just dumped a bunch of blacks in there, and I put a little bit of reducer in so it looked like it was the right consistency. I even used some of that expensive black that I used on that Cadillac. I still have the highly metallic tint, you know, in case we want to get fancy someday. But yeah, let's throw this in the... I did notice that there is still a little bit of metallic to that black. Not much, just faintly. So, it's going to cover. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's done. We'll see. I think it'll be close to all the other metallic blacks, but you know, maybe I'll just paint a mural on it. Put Stewie on the underside of the hood or something. You think that would help us thing sell? Right now, it's kind of making a sad face. He's angry. Let's see what color black we got. Hopefully, it's a dark kind. Sparkle black it is! Sparkle black! Alright, it's clear coat time, and instead of using my good, well, cheaper, anyways, shop line, which is the stuff I do good with, I decided to go with the UCAM. This is stuff I always have problems with. Of course, I was never spraying it correctly, so that could be an issue.
But I have some of that because I haven't been using it. I've been using this, so we're going to use this on the, because it's the underside of the hood. And that's the stuff I normally get runs with. So we'll see what happens. Just take your time and do a good job. That's all you gotta do. I already mixed, I got a full jug. It should do 1 to maybe 2 coats. We'll see what happens. Alright. Alright, I waited like an hour. Let's do the last coat on this. That looks wonderful. The rust spots don't even stick out too bad. I mean, yeah, you got some craters where they're at, but the paint stuck to it really nice. So, yes, one more good coat, and we're done. That's how it's done, kids! Yeah! Alright, I need to get out of the fumes. It's messing with my brain thinking happener.
Talk about disappointing. I cannot, for the life of me, get anything to even remotely fit close to the way I want it to. I'm not not too happy with it, but like I'm gonna mess with it some more. But you know, I had problems just getting the fenders to meet the doors, which, you know, fit the cab. And look at this gap. Now the hood's lined up for the front right now, but it's a little tight in the front, about perfect in the back. Then you come to this side, and we're dipped in. So it's like, what do you do there? I don't know. It's almost like this door needs to go back. And I don't think we have any room to go back. We do not. That's it. That's all we got, boys. Alright guys, so I made way more progress. I got the hood to fit really good. I actually had to loosen this whole core support and shift it. And then adjust the hood and the hinges. I got the washer bottle in, bolted in, brand new bolts. What else we do? Oh, hook this up before I don't do it. And then shut the hood, and then I can't get it open again. That would be smart. It comes through the core support right, yeah. Right. I hit the hole. Oh, there it is. Atta girl. Get it through. I had to disconnect it because I had it on the wrong side of the wiring harness, which I have all clipped in now. That's just, it's like we're getting finishing touches already. Like, this is nice. Now I gotta get this clip down in, down around that clip, like that. I can bend all that down into place, clip this in, and the hood release is done. Before I end though, I want to get my coolant, I don't know if I'm going to get the coolant bottle, the overflow bottle mounted, because I kind of half mounted it before without an inner fender, not knowing whether I was going to run inner fenders or not. I am. It looks wonderful. I'm glad I did. But I need to get the battery tray in, which I did POR 15 that, and I'm hoping it'll fit.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I know it bolts in the fender over there, but it originally also bolted in on the inner fender, and it's not going to now. So I kind of modified the leg to go down there, but I might have to drill a hole to put a bolt in it. I don't know yet. Might just put a bolt and a nut on it. Where did I put it? There she is. All covered up with Nissan and truck parts. Get out. As you can see, I think I had to rebend that. Yeah, it looks crap, but it's a battery tray. Let's see if we can get it in here.
We the stars, we the stars. Young stars, the young stars. We the stars, we the stars. Young stars, the young stars. We the stars, we the stars. Young stars, the young stars. Still have attention. Where we going on a mission. The only one with decisions. Whoa, whoa. Sometimes you gotta be a little outrageous. Sometimes you gotta be outlandish. Sometimes you gotta be outrageous. Sometimes you gotta be
Now, there's something I need to do. I need to make sure I got enough transmission fluid in this thing, because I did add some quarts, but I did not add enough, and that's why I left these in here, so I would not forget to add transmission fluid. So I'm gonna get this thing up to temperature, and just so you know, these just fit. Actually, I had the battery not sitting in place, and it was just touching this, and holding the hood up a little bit. So then I realized what I did and shifted it into place. If I do need to get that down a little bit, I can oblong the hole in the fender there, slide that down. Same with this, I can oblong the hole in the bracket and slide this part of the battery down. I'm still not opposed to doing that. I think I might still do that because I kind of would like to have the battery below this lip, but that's for another day. I just wanted to make sure that we got it in there. So, yeah, we haven't heard this thing run in a long time. So let's go ahead and see if it'll fire up. I don't know if I ever remember the choke light. The choke light was always staying on, along with the brake light here and there. I think they're working correctly now. Now that it's completely warmed up now, my temperatures are staying stable, my fans kick on at the right temperatures. Yeah, my choke light is out, and it seemed to always stay on. So in the process of doing everything that I did, I think I fixed an issue. I don't know how. The battery voltage gauge never did work correctly, so it's reading like 12 volts. Oh, it's reading now. I don't think it's reading correctly, but it's actually reading. Maybe it is correct. Maybe my battery is just low. So I think we might have fixed another issue. Let me get my voltmeter out and we'll check the voltage at the battery and see what it's reading. Alright, so we can confirm our gauge is actually reading right now. We're at 12.9. Let me rev it up. Up over 13. Charging. Up over 13. Charging. That's awesome. All of our gauges work now. This thing's got a monster amount of oil pressure. It's up over 60. That I do have Rotella in this, but that's probably why. I think his battery just needs a good charging. The alternator, yeah, 13.8, and then back down to idle. We might need a bigger charging whirler. I don't know. We'll run with this alternator for now, but I do think we may need to go with a bigger alternator. We did add high intensity lights. Let me shut the lights off and see where we going. See, now I see it's going up now that I just shut the lights off. Our lights are drawing it down. Then we have electric fans now, plus I put a stereo in it. Yeah, we're up over 13 with the lights off. We might need a bigger alternator. Anyways, kids, I need to get this moved out of the way. Where as far as we're going to go for now on this, we will continue on shortly, okay? It's not like we're stopping forever. I have to get this done this year. It's a goal of mine, along with some other things. Why am I so dirty? It's like I worked. Just stoked that after everything I did, it's running good. The transmission's shifting good. I did top off the fluid. Wasn't quite half a quart. Of course, it's not warm yet, but there it goes into reverse, neutral, drive. So it's going into gear just fine. It's not up to temperature, but I have it in the bottom of the hash mark, so when it does get hot, that level raises. It should be in the hash mark area, so we should be good there. I didn't want to overdo it. So, anyways, if you guys like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom gets charged up when I turn the lights off. And we'll see you on the next episode. Alright. Don't say I never gave you something extra, kids. I threw the taillights in. I got everything working. I threw the wipers on because it is raining lightly right now. But I am gonna go for a spin around the block because I have not driven this thing yet since. But I'm gonna have to roll up my window with no seal in it. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't downpouring, but I don't want to get wet. Good enough. The heater works in this thing, of all things. Huh? In the stereo. Look at this fancy handle. Look at this thing. Oh, yeah. It's warm in here. The heat's working. I need to turn that off. Okay. Going out of the garage. Hopefully, we don't break down. Do I not have dash lights? Or do I just... Oh, I did put new lights in here, but I don't think, yeah, they're working dimly. They're not very good. Okay, we're in neutral. Go into gear. There we go. Let's try. Let's not go into the garage. Let's check the brake. Brakes are good. I'm still getting the clicking in the rear end. That's the only thing I'm worried about, kind of. No bumper. Yeah, our dash lights, we need to work on them. I need to not hit the Cadillac. Well, this thing, turning radius, oh my god, we ain't gonna make it. This thing can't make it out of my driveway, really. I made it. Got a bunch of stuff in the bed, that's why I'm not going very far. And we're still ratcheting. No, it cleared up. Brakes are good. Brakes are phenomenal. I really want to put new dash lights in this thing. This thing works fantastic, I'm telling you. No clicking in the rear. I think we got her. Why won't you eat, buddy? You act like you're hungry and then you won't eat anything. Sully. Stew man. You already ate. You being a pig. So what is it?
You don't like the menu or what? I stink. What are you doing? Stella. Hi, Stella.
So you get the benefits of him not eating.
What if I wanted some eggs? Let me get some eggs. Let me get this.
He's like, no. Munch time.
You don't even like eggs. Neither do you. You're snorting. Yeah, I know. That's right, Stew Man. Want to say bye? Stew Man.